Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome to Confessions of a Doctorholic with your girl, Dr. Hafsa Slayman. This episode, your intro episode, is coming in hot, straight from the ortho floor, because I literally felt like Icarus. Except instead of flying too close to the sun, I tried to conquer a V3 rock wall and ended up with a leg that bent in ways it absolutely should not have. And here's the kicker. I'm a surgery resident. I scrub into cases all the time, but nothing, and I mean nothing, prepares you for becoming the patient. Let me take you back to that fateful day in December. Hear that sound? That's straight from the hospital. This is me welcoming you to my chaos. Those are call room sounds on the nursing stations. I just done my first and second and third pull-up that month. You know that feeling of invincibility? I had that, and I decided to challenge myself. I enjoy rock climbing. I enjoy any activities that tests my mind and my body. So I was bouldering. When you boulder, you do it without the rope, for those of you who are not familiar with it. And I had to find a path. So you have to kind of evaluate the wall, figure out where you're going to go next. And I decided to challenge myself with a V3. So for the non-climbers listening to this episode, that's like an intermediate death wish. So I climb. I'm up there feeling like Spider-Man meets Serena Williams, forearms burning. They're so tight. My mind's focused. And I'm really close to the top. There was a little ledge that I just couldn't get to. I'm fun size like a Happy Meal, so there are things that are hard for me to do in life. So I literally yanked myself up. It was the best feeling. To top matters, a couple of friends and I went together, and one of them couldn't conquer the V3. I was feeling myself, like it's a hard wall. And then I started looking at the way to climb down, and I figured I couldn't do it. Once again, fun size like a Happy Meal, my feet can't reach. So instead of smashing my face against the wall, I decided to try what they teach you from literally the first time you go there. I jump. Usually it's fine. You squat, you roll, and you don't feel it. But this time, there's a gap between the mats. And I land right in it. Snap. Instantly, I felt what I can only describe as lava, radiating up from my foot. My ankle was twisted so badly it was flopping about in the breeze. I tried to put some weight on it. Nope, not happening. So I'm like laying there, sitting up, trying to find a comfortable position. I see my friends and I'm trying not to cry. I'm trying to be strong. And I'm like, I broke my leg. And I'm a bit of a joker, so my mates thought I was joking. Because, of course, I would joke about that in that moment. Except I wasn't. So the climbing staff comes over, and I'm frantic. I'm in a fuck ton of pain. And he's like, okay, breathe with me. Tell me what you're feeling. And I'm like, this guy has way too calm energy for this situation at the moment. He's like, okay, do you think you can get into the car with your mates? And I tried, genuinely. I just couldn't. Every single time my foot would flop about, I had that lava feeling all over again. So they call EMS. 4 massive paramedics show up, probably expecting like one of those 6'5" rugby blokes. And instead it's me, 5'4", dramatic, in agony. They splint the leg. And it's literally absolute agony. Then they give me fentanyl, but they gave me way too much, so I felt awful. I was dizzy, I was nauseous, and it took the pain away a little bit, but I didn't like that unsafe feeling that I got of like me not being able to stay awake or in control. And then they asked the question, where do you want to go? Guess what? I end up at my own hospital, where I'm, by the way, scheduled to work that evening. I asked because I'm delusional. Do you think I can still make my shift? And they're like, oh, man, I don't know. You're high on narcotics. So I'm literally in the ED bay as a trauma 2. And I'm like a little bit more awake right now after refusing a few more narcotics. There's a self-preservation part of me, or maybe a completely crazy part of me that's like, I'm still making this shift. I don't want to let anyone down. So maybe if it gets out of my system, I can still like hop around and make the shift or write notes or whatever. I'm literally every medical student / doctor's fear. I'm a trauma level 2 in the hospital. So they start doing the trauma assessment and I'm literally like, please stop. Don't rip my clothes off. I can tell you the entire thing. I did not hit my head. So that avoided people looking down my underwear. I was definitely wearing grandma panties that day. And also from ripping my clothes off, which I was not looking forward to. The ED attending was the PD of the program over there. And she was like, you are not going to your shift. That's unsafe for patients. You're on narcotics. And I'm going to call your program director if you do that anyway. So I wasn't going to go to that shift that night. They do a bunch of x-rays. They were like, well, it looks awful. So the chances of it being broken is pretty high. The x-ray shows a tibia, a fibula, and a medial malleolus fracture. Essentially, I've completely shattered my foot. Ortho comes in, cute resident, by the way, just saying. And he tells me I need a nerve block for reduction. Says it's the most painful part. He did not lie. It felt like fire being injected into my leg. To be fair though, initially when the lidocaine hit the nerves, it felt a little bit better. There was like that direct nerve block in the area. But as he kept pushing in more, I felt pressure, and that wasn't great. Then they manipulated the bones while I was half lucid. I would not wish that on anyone. They casted me. Some of my mates visited me in the ED. A couple of them were working there, which was kind of cool. My program director checked in on me, which was so sweet. And it was an awful day, but somehow we made it okay. One of the funnier bits was that one of my mates was standing about, just passing me some stuff. And the other one that was working in the ED, friend R, was like, oh, come on, man. You can't do that to her. We have to sit in solidarity. It was a pretty funny day. They discharged me home. It was literally around New Year's Eve. I was so depressed. Life as I knew it was completely changed. My mates chilled with me in my apartment. They were like, we're not going to go anywhere without you. This is not how we want you to spend New Year's Eve. And I got the phone call on the 2nd of January. You need to come in urgently. You need surgery. And like a true surgical resident, I go, why though? And they're like, do you want to walk again? Touche. I have never in my life signed a consent form as fast as that day. So yeah, that was the literal and metaphorical fall of Icarus. So yeah, that's the confession of the day. That was my literal and metaphorical fall of Icarus. But you know what? I'm back. I'm bruised. I'm limping for now. But this new season of Confessions of a Doctorholic, it's going to be raw, real, and hilarious. On the next episode, I'm going to take you through my ED visit as a patient, how the surgery went down, and how it feels to go from scrubs to stretcher. Follow me on the gram on @Hafsa and DM me your how I ended up in the ED story, or vote in this week's poll.